Yay, we are live again here. Now I want to do a very quick forecast because I know there's a low pressure system that's supposed to be skimming by us on by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning it's probably going to be missing drizzle and a little bit windy. So I want to talk about that storm and then what put in the rest of the week and into what next week may bring here. So welcome. Going to be doing this for about a half an hour. Or less, depending how fast I go through this. Now, I want to change screens, and this is the current satellite loop as we have that big low pressure system swirling offshore. As you can see, these are the towering cumulus clouds with probably some thunderstorms embedded around the surface low here. We've got east northeasterly winds across our region here, but nothing's going on. These is just a cloud shield from you know, the low pressure system that's probably going to track all the way up to all up the main Gulf and probably crash into the main coastline before it pushes out. But this storm is only going to be from probably Wednesday morning, pretty much all day Wednesday. The storm is going to pull away Wednesday night, but Thursday there's going to be still a few pop-up showers behind the storm. So the storm is only really going to affect us by for only one day, really. So how much rain are we supposed to get? I think for most of us in central and eastern New England, we're going to get at least a quarter to a half an inch rain with some isolated 3/4 to an inch of rain along the coastline. As you can see, this is the European ensemble. I can't zoom it in any closer than this, but the European ensemble from 12Z this morning, which is 8 a.m. data from balloons, is saying that the rain shield is going to be pretty much affecting central to eastern Mass with at least a quarter inch of rain up to 3/4 to an inch of rain along the intermediate coast and eastern seaboard, as you can see here. Now, this is the latest model, but it's been bouncing around, as you can see here. They've been saying there's going to be barely anything, and then it says it's going to back in a little bit, and then it's going to say barely anything for it being backed in. It's like the storm is wobbling around. So if I have to take a guess, any place in Western Massachusetts, like in the Berkshires and Springfield and Amherst, those places I only expect like a quarter inch of rain, but anywhere in central to eastern Massachusetts is the best chance of getting a half an inch to 3/4 and an inch of rain. This is only one model output. This is another model output. It's saying that it's supposed to be a half an inch of rain to 3/4 inch of rain, pretty much as what the Euro is saying. Pretty much the same deal here. The low pressure system basically strengthens itself as it moves up and curves into our region. This model is also saying about a half an inch to central Massachusetts to 3/4 an inch in the western, eastern part of the state. Well, hello, first viewer. This model is trending a little bit more rain than the Euro. As you can see, if I back up the model runs, it's been all over the place. It was saying that we're supposed to get nothing earlier. Well, let's model run. This is August 14th, August 15th. As you can see, it's bouncing around. It's like it's been a very, very tricky storm to forecast here. But I think we're going to get some beneficial rain out of this storm, or at least it's something. This model is also saying the same thing right here, that basically the storm curves in a little bit. So basically, central to eastern Mass is the most rain. In western Mass, we're going to barely get anything out of this storm. And that storm is only going to last from like tomorrow morning to basically lingering into the evening, and then by the time we get to Thursday, it's going to be partly sunny skies, the back end of the low with a few pop-up showers in northern part of New England, but that storm is gone by Thursday morning. Oh, let's see what else I want to look at. I just looked at this, just looked at that, I just looked at that. Now I want to look at the Canadian perspective. All right, the Canadian is saying what? This is total. Yeah, that's far enough. The Canadian is saying that it's backing off the totals to be only around Eastern Mass here, as you can see where the line is. I can zoom that in a little further on this site. I can. So most of us looks like, as I said in the previous, Western Masses can barely get anything, but anywhere central to Eastern is where the most of the rainfall will occur. This one is a little bit more toward the Eastern Mass where most of the rain is going to fall, but the American and the Euro say this is more toward the middle. Yeah, this was tricky because the other day when I was looking at this, I thought the storm was going to completely miss us and we're going to even get less than a quarter inch of rain, but this storm has been wobbling all over the place. That's for sure. Now, is there anything else I want to look at for this storm here? Hmm. This is the National Weather Service page. I'm kind of familiar with it, but I forget which. That's short range. This is. Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay, let's see. That's interesting right there. This particular model right here, which is, I think it's like the short range forecast. I forget what it said. Let's go back. This thing is called what? Short range ensemble forecast model. So this is short range. I click on this, click on precipitation plot, and do that all over again. This particular model, if I zoom it in, that is very interesting. It's saying that we aren't going to get anything out of here. Obviously, it must be an outlier because all the other ones saying that it's supposed to be a lot more. But then again, the colors are what one, there's two colors into the green. That's only saying a half an inch of rain. That's a little less than the others, but two greens are quarter of an inch to half an inch of rain. That seems a bit lower than the other ones that I have seen just previously. So as far as I can tell from this storm, is we're going to get some beneficial rain out of this, for at least central and eastern parts of the state, and at least it will water the ground and at least makes things a little bit more healthier. But when the storm passes through, it's basically just going to be pretty much getting back into the heat and humidity, as I have read. It's supposed to be getting hot and humid again by this following weekend into early next week. That temperature is going to be back into the 80s to lower 90s. Once this storm pushes through, a ridge is going to build and it's going to be back to the summer heat. So this is only going to be a small amount of rain before we're going to be coming into the summer heat again. I can show that off just in a moment here. I don't think there's anything else I need to discuss about this model, this storm here. Hmm. U.S. Northeast. Oh, so what's this model? This high resolution ensemble forecast. Huh. This is short range and this is high resolution. I wonder what the difference between them is. I have to read that up later. Mean precipitation plot. Okay. Ah, okay. I see what it does. This goes up to 8 o'clock Thursday morning. So if you look at this particular model output, it's also saying about 3/4 to a half an inch of rain. It's in that range right there in the second green, but this third green, which is basically up to a half an inch, so this is saying somewhere around like probably in the middle ground, 0.30, 0.40 inches of rain. This is trending a little less than what we have seen in these models. Yeah, the Euro's saying that once we get into this blue, it's half an inch. So these particular models on this site, they're saying that we should get a half an inch of rain, but for these two I just saw on the National Weather Service saying it should be a little less. There's so much variability in the storm here, but I have to say at least we get beneficial rain out of this storm. At least it's not going to be like just a wet glaze over everything and then it's going to be gone. At least it's going to give us something. All right, I think I babbled enough on this storm. Let's go on to the next couple of days. What's going to happen on Thursday? Let's get out of this parameter. Temperatures. And this one's not loaded, so I can't use that. So as the storm pulls away on Thursday, temperatures are going to be still about 75 degrees or so on Thursday because it's still going to be a lot of clouds in the back end of the storm. And a few pop-up showers are possible on Thursday. Those still going to be cool on Thursday because of the back end of the storm. Let's see, the storm is still wobbling around. Could force a pop-up shower in the back end, but I think it's all northern parts of the state that's going to be a concern. I think it's just going to be partly sunny on Thursday. Well, actually, this one looks like a blend of sun and clouds. North northwest winds around the low, as you can see. Winds come counterclockwise around the low. So it's going to be a pretty nice day on Thursday. This model doesn't go any further, so I have to look at this model if I want to go any further. Let's look at the dew points. I didn't look at the dew points in the back end of the low, so it almost looks like it's going to be a comfortable day around in the back end of that low. Wait a minute, we're on Wednesday. I'm looking for Thursday. Oh, there it is. So it looks like comfortable humidity, comfortable temperatures. It looks like it's going to be breezy, nice on Thursday. Looks like it's going to be rather comfortable on Friday. It's about west winds. West winds, nice conditions on Friday. But temperatures with the sunshine, it's going to be probably getting back up to the 80s. Yeah, but that's almost the exact same. I hate this site when it does that. Yes, this is saying lower 80s for Friday. That's because the air dries out and the ridge starts building. So it's going to start getting warm. This model is a little bit higher with temperatures going to get up to the mid 80s again. Now I have to close out of these two tabs here because I can't go any further than about 84 hours out. Even the Euro's saying, ooh, the heat comes right back in. As we can see, the weekend is trending to be hot. Why is it a little cool on Wednesday, Sunday? I can see that. Why is that? Ah, the Euro says it's some type of low pressure system that's going to be spawning on Sunday. I haven't looked that far, so this is basically Thursday. Yeah, Thursday is going to be fine. Not going to be a big deal. I'm focusing on my monitor and not my actual laptop screen. So I just thought, trying to do this before my parents come home because, they always like to disrupt me. But they should be home by 5, so I might have to wrap this up right quickly. So what am I seeing here? I gotta back this up here. What am I seeing? So we know that this low is supposed to move out. Thursday and Friday look fine. It almost looks like there's moisture and a low pressure system coming up during the weekend. The Euro wants there to be some rain on Sunday and Monday. I almost think there's maybe like a warm front lifting up and it's going to cause some showers. Oh man. I gotta have to look at another models to see what's going to happen, but it almost looks like the Euro has activity down here that lifts to the north. It affects us by Sunday, even Monday, and continuing to Tuesday. Almost looks like it's going to be unsettled Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It almost looks like, okay, this is basically I have not looked at this week yet, so I'm learning as you're learning right now. Let's back this up and let's go to another model. Let's look at the GFS. What did GFS say what's gonna happen? GFS doesn't say anything really. Looks like there's approaching low pressure system over the Great Lakes that's gonna be approaching us on Tuesday. Oh, there's a cold front over there. I can see that. There's a big high pressure system. That's probably very dry air, right? Oh yeah. Oh man. 2 points down into the 30s. Wow, that's a dry Canadian high there. After a muggy week almost. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a muggy, unsettled week, it looks like. And after that, it looks like a Canadian high just slams us into the following weekend, but that's going out way too far. I'm still a little confused on what's going to happen after the storm. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to the Canadian. What's the Canadian going to say? Well, what's going on here? There's that low again that moves out. The Canadian is saying that there's a little piece of energy that comes up the Gulf. It seems like it hits us by Sunday into Monday. Looks like a low pressure system offshore that's going to push in the heat and humidity, and once that moves out, I think some type of cold front moves in from Canada. It looks like a wave of energy that's going to slide into us, and then there's a cold front that's going to be pushing in, and then some sort of high pressure system by Thursday. It looks like after that storm moves through, it looks unsettled Sunday throughout next week. It almost looks like it's some type of energy coming up from the south, and then there's a cold front moving in sometimes Thursday and Friday. When's that front moves through? Looks like sometime Wednesday it wants to push through because there's that high there. What did I do here? Did I even look at? Oh, yes. Let's look at the three different models together here. Let's look at Euro, Canadian, and GFS here. I'm gonna back this up. I want Easton. Yeah, there it is. Back this up to Sunday morning. Yeah, I gotta change. I want to zoom this out. Okay. So as far as I can see, this seems to be an outlier right here. This model and this model says that there's some activity that comes from the southeast, rides along the coast, some type of low pressure system forms here, bringing in the heat and humidity for next week. And as that low pressure system brings in the humidity and the heat, there's some type of cold front coming from Canada that reinforces precipitation. The Euro wants that cold front to move in. Wait, wow. That's like Friday into the next week, and it wants to push in. As you guys can see there, this is the cold front. This one's saying the same thing. Heat and humidity from a low pushes in the humidity. And pretty much all week we have a series of fronts and disturbances that come through our region. This one's saying the high pressure should push in the cold front by the time Thursday we should feel it. But this model is saying it's going to be way after Friday that front moves through. So there's a lot of uncertainty, but it almost looks like next week looks a little unsettled. Back into the heat and humidity from the break that we had last weekend and early this week. Summer comes back and we have numerous chances of unsettled weather next week. Yeah, this one only goes out 240 hours as well as this. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. It almost looks like there's a front here, high pressure build, and then there's some type of another low piece of energy that comes in after the high pressure system. This one has this piece of energy coming through here, and then this piece of energy, it basically there's like a little break between here and here. So there's a lot of uncertainty for next week. We're gonna have to iron that out on another stream here. That's the GFS again. The GFS wants nothing to happen on Sunday, but they also says that this looks like a high pressure system. I never saw a high pressure system on Monday. I thought there was supposed to be a low here. See, this is what happens when you forecast so far out. You basically have to try to understand what's going to go on. These two models are agreeing to some extent that there's warm and humid air comes in Sunday into Monday, making it hot and humid again. But this model is saying that high pressure system builds here, then it comes in. Looks like some type of frontal system comes in here. And by the time Friday comes in, that's a big high pressure system pushes on through. But this model goes further than 240. As you can see, it's going further than all the other models, so it's kind of unfair to use this model because I can't compare it with all the others. So that's as far as I want to go for that one. So that's pretty much all I wanted to do for this stream here, right? Look at my Word document again. I want to look into next week as well, so that's pretty much covers what I wanted to do this week here. And I did it in about half an hour. I've been streaming for about 23 minutes, so that's pretty good that I did all that talking in less than a half an hour. That's pretty good. So you have any questions for me before I go? Because I'm assuming that my parents are going to be walking in by the time 5 o'clock comes to make dinner. You know what that means. I want to blur this out and turn this back on. I think the last thing I could talk about is look at the ensembles for that for this current week. Let's go back to here. See if I can see some upper level. Let's see. Let's go to 850. Where am I? Oh yeah, right here. I'm looking at some upper levels things so I can see if I can see some basically ensembles of what we are looking at as like an average of all the malls together to make like a mean. So as we can see, this low pressure system comes up. There's a big ridge that forms. That's why we're so hot and humid. Again, after that low pressure system forms, it looks like there's some type of low pressure system in the Midwest right here, as you can see. Yeah, you can see how the winds are shifting over here. That's probably why we're having a series of low pressure systems that are going to be affecting us during the week. As you can see, we have a low pressure system here, southwest winds, and then we go to northwest here. So there's going to be some type of cold front that comes in on Tuesday, Monday into Tuesday, as you can see there. That pushes on through, and we basically just have northwesterly winds here. But it almost looks like there's something diving down here. See how that, like, there's some type of, like, winds come from the west to the north. It almost looks like there's a little piece of energy that comes down here, but doesn't really do anything. This little thing is probably what's going to cause the instability for the week. But all the other models say that, all the other models, like I said right here, the Euro deterministic model doesn't agree with its ensemble. So this is saying that by Tuesday, that little cutoff low, like here, is going to push on through. So by the time Wednesday, it's gone. So here's a little action here, assuming that there is a little cutoff low that happens here. By the time Wednesday, it should be gone. As you can see, it becomes northwesterly winds. But the deterministic model is saying that there's going to be some back end showers from this little activity on Tuesday. Then there's like a little break here on Thursday and Friday, which makes sense because the ensembles say that this little shortwave here basically moves through, and then there's nothing happens. And there's like a little bend here in winds at 850. This probably explains why there's like a little frontal system here, then it cuts off at 240. That must be probably associated with this little area right here. That's probably why the Euro's saying there's supposed to be another low here. So this is basically how I forecast here, trying to this is basically how you're supposed to forecast a long range. And I'm like looking at the deterministic. I say, why is this happening here? Look at the Euro ensemble, and you can see that the winds kind of dip down here. That's probably the reason why we have a low pressure system on the Euro from right here, but I can't go any further than 240. So now, where's my ensemble here? I want to actually look at the ensembles for another model. Let's back this up. There's that low pressure system here, that big huge ridge forming. That's why we're going to be hot and humid with chances of daytime showers. There's that little low pressure system that's supposed to be forming. As you can see, southwest winds and then it buckles a little bit. So sometime this model says sometime Tuesday into Wednesday there's a frontal system that moves through. As we can see, we had southwest winds and now it buckled down to west winds. And then it looks like it's basically west winds, nothing going on here for this particular model. And basically things are just westerly. I don't really see anything after this. Nothing significant. It looks like big, huge Bermuda high, west southwesterly winds. I don't think I see anything significant here. Just a few buckles here and there, but probably because those are probably like daytime showers and thunderstorms. But it almost looks like it's really nothing going on next week. A step for this like low pressure system that comes in here. So I'm almost thinking that next week we get hot and humid by Sunday, getting into Monday, but sometime Tuesday or Wednesday, there's some type of cold front that's going to trigger showers and storms. And after that, I think high pressure builds in after that. And then I think it's fine, but I don't know if there's going to be another low pressure system after that. I think there's two pieces of energy next week. Sunday and then Monday and Tuesday. Then I think it breaks after that. I think Wednesday and Thursday is fine, and then we have to look for a potential piece of energy by the end of the week into next week. That's what I can summarize for next week. So if you were going to do anything next week, I'm going to say it's not very good week because we have chances of showers and storms pretty much all day. The only days I can really grant that it's going to be dry is maybe Thursday, but then I can't really count on that either. So I think I did a good enough stream there because basically what I'm doing right now you don't really need to see, but then again, if you really want to see it, you can. But I really have nothing else I can talk about right now. I think I did everything I was looking for doing on this stream here. So thank you, Lisa, for tuning into my stream. I didn't realize they were going to leave so quickly, but there is actually one more thing that I do want to show anyone that wants to get in detail of better forecasting because to be honest, the people on TV, I don't trust them. I really don't. So anyone that wants to know the weather and understand what's going on, I would recommend they go to the National Weather Service K Boston site. Go to the Boston Logan Airport right here, and that's actually not the page I was looking for. I would recommend to go to National Weather Service and go to Norton, Mass. Right here. Basically, just go to K Boston. Type that into the search right there. So basically, what you should look for is this right here. Go to the forecast. Then I want you guys to go down to look at what is this? Oh no, I need to go to actually Norton, Mass. There's a little button that is down here that says forecast discussions. If you read this page right here, it's basically like a discussion of what's going to happen. This is basically what I was saying. There's uncertainty of how far west the rain shield tracks. That's why when I looked at the models earlier, the rain shield was bouncing between west and east because the models don't know how far uh it's gonna move in. This low pressure system could end up curving into us and make us all have beneficial rain, but I don't think I see enough of that. If you go to the National Weather Service like I just did there, you can read the short term. You can see the short term too. This is basically near term, short term, long term. This is Thursday through Tuesday. So it see dry and somewhat like warm with above normal temperature Friday, Saturday, but humidity will remain comfortable by August standards. Increasing humidity with showers is still possible early next week, with the main chance looking to be sometime Monday or Tuesday. Well, to be honest, it looks like to me that it was supposed to be getting more humid on Tuesday because that like little low pressure system is going to push up on us Sunday into Monday, according to the Canadian and the Euro. And if you want, if this is a great place to read about the let's see, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The subtropical ridge begins to build northward across the eastern Atlantic and eastern seaboard. Yes, if we can go back to the Euro ensembles right here, this is what they mean. See this ridge here that bows upward? That's the ridge that they mean right there. Big, huge ridge that's bulging right there. Degree above normal temperatures this period combined. Highs 85 to 90 seems plausible. They seem to be tolerable with dew points in the 50s, especially away from the coast. Sunday will feel more humid. Yes, that's because there should be a low pressure system bringing in the humidity and the dew points again. Rising heights will provide dry weather. Yeah, it's supposed to be we're getting warm. There's going to be increasing instability as we know that we are supposed to be in a humid environment with definitely chances of showers and storms pretty much all week. That's the last thing I wanted to show there because to be honest, if you read this here, you get you get to understand a little bit of what's going on in the future. To be honest, I'm a meteorologist, right? I don't want to listen to the people on TV because the TV are supposed to be for people that are clueless and just want to know what the weather is going to be. I say I don't care about other than if it's going to be sunny, how warm, and blah 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 blah. But people like me, I don't want to even listen to the TV. I want to look at the models myself and go to the National Weather Service and basically read what they say. Because you would think the National Weather Service is a government agency, and the government agency is supposed to alert the public on what's going on here. This is more technical. So the people that want to know more technical stuff, this is the way to go. Because my professor, Dr. C, which is a great professor. I mean, I miss him so much. I haven't seen him in 2 years since I graduated 2 years ago, but he was one of the greatest professors that I had in meteorology because he basically challenged you but in a fun way that it's good to learn. Because if you don't have a challenge in forecasting and stuff, you're never going to learn, never going to make mistakes and learn from it. Because to be honest, in forecasting, you got to make mistakes. You got to understand what went wrong and what you did right and what you need to improve on. And basically, yes, he basically told me you got to read these all the time because it's a good refresher to understand what's actually going on, because this is a lot of technical stuff like convection instability and stuff like that. So if you really wanted to read this, go to the National Weather Service and click on the forecast discussions. You can read what the National Weather Service is thinking. So that's all I want to do for the stream. I thought they were gonna come home and then I have to end the stream, but they went out for a few moments, so I was trying to wrap up and I figured that I would show this off right here. So thank you again, and I'll catch you in another one.